Whoa, I'm over here. Hello, can you hear me? What's up, guys? Switch it. Is it live on this one now? I want to go to this one. Oh, and we're off, guys. We are live. It is Christmas Eve, 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. And it is the 24th, like I said, Christmas Eve of December, the year of our Lord, 2021 AD. Horrible sound. Is the sound better now, guys? Press 1 if the sound is great. Probably on the side view it was bad. Hake done lost his mind. Weird camera shot. Yeah, I know. Have Nick get the camera. He's on my bad. And there's a taco next to it. Guys, we're gonna have a fun loosey-goosey Friday Christmas Eve show, I think. I think you will enjoy it. Some of you guys are on hold. I will be getting to your calls. I want to talk about pray. It is Christmas. Pray for Kim Potter, guys. Pray for Derek Chauvin. Pray for those Georgia men. Railroaded for being white. What a mess. Talk about a white Christmas. And I will talk about some nasty women. Evil people going on. It's ridiculous. Crime going out of control. People turning on Trump. And, more degenerate stuff. But we shall be celebrating because it is Christmas. God, Emmanuel, God with us. Nice. And God with even the people in jail suffering injustice in this world. Well, guys, anyway, let's get right on with the show. Echo. Starting soon. Almost ready. False start.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We're gonna have a fun show, I think. I have some interesting things to show you. Some people to make fun of, and you can call in. Hope you enjoy it. I know I will.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how are you guys doing? I am fine. And I have to shout out and say happy birthday, not only to Jesus, playfully, of course. I don't actually think that the 25th of December was Jesus' birthday. I heard that he was born, maybe, they estimate maybe April or something like that. Who knows? But a shout out and happy birthday to the original Hake Report theme song, intro song from, I have to just say this briefly, guys, from AJ Gallardo, the original musician who created the Hake Report podcast opening intro music, the Hake Report. Nice. He created that with my help. Well, I tried to help. Played a little bit of organ. You can't even hear the organ. On Christmas Eve 2017, 4 years ago tonight. Oh, 4 years ago tonight. 4 years ago today was the original. Yeah. If you listen closely, I don't know. Maybe he didn't even put it in there. 4 years ago tonight, or 4 years ago today, this morning, I struck out on my own as the Hake Report host without Joel Friday, no longer here, and without Esteban. who were my co-hosts for a few months or a couple months until I fired them in collusion with JLP. We colluded to fire Esteban, and Joel Friday here. And then I went up to Big Bear, brought a buddy of mine. I interviewed him on a YouTube live. You can catch it. It's AJ Gallardo. Americanized Mexican. He's a liberal, but he made this song for me. And thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And shout out, honestly, to Trevor Wesley, who does the theme song that you hear Monday through Thursday. And he also did the Christmas remix. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, 2017. I've been doing this 4 years. I think I've improved a little. Yeah, for sure. Guys, let me honestly, is there any other way? Let me get right to this story. Again, pray for Kim Potter. She is the white female cop. And I know we're not fans of female cops. It's a bad idea, generally speaking. But this was an upstanding and generally professional female cop, as female cops go, right? Kim Potter, according to all reports, she was an upstanding cop. She had no problems of excessive force, which may mean she was not that good of a cop. She had never deployed her taser before, I hear. She is, to this day, I do believe, a Roman Catholic, which I love the Catholics. I'm a little bit leery of them, but I love them. If I love anybody, shout out to the Groypers, many of them Catholics. Shout out to real Vincent James, he's Catholic. In America, we are Christians, but we're nice to Catholics, okay? So, Kim Potter, she's the one who shot blah, blah, blah over there in, what was that? Was that the same place where Georgia, Florida got shot? There she is, pretty lady. Probably a younger pick. Perhaps from her younger days. She's been on the force for at least 7 years, maybe longer than that. I forget, 18 years? I don't remember. And she shot blah, 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 whom some of you called Daunte Wright, 20-year-old young thug with a white mother who cried her eyes out and said, oh, my baby was shot and killed. White mother, black father. I don't remember whether he knew his father or not. He himself, 20-year-old father, which it's a nice age, I suppose, to become a father if you're a responsible young man, which this guy did not seem to be. He even called his mom when he got pulled over. What? 20-year-old man calling his mom when he got pulled over for like an ornament or a air freshener hanging improperly. You know how the stupid Democrat politicians like to meddle, and some rhinos probably like to meddle in how you set up your car. So he had an air freshener that was hanging probably, according to the politician's view, it was obstructing his view of the road, right? Like, this guy can't see. Give me a break. And so, Daunte Wright, he was being arrested by a black rookie cop who was under the tutelage of Kim Potter, this blah, blah, blah young thug guy, unarmed, even though he was driving a deadly weapon, also known as a vehicle. I don't know if he was intending to use it as a weapon. He was probably just trying to get away. But he resisted arrest and he got out. He should have taken him to the back of the car, I hear. But no, he took him right up against the passenger door, and the driver's side door was wide open, so he could just slither on out. Squirrely little guy, skinny guy, Daunte Wright, blah blah blah. I mean, and get away. And she's all taser, 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 blam. Oh, oops. She shot him. He's laughing. He's laughing, but she was upset. She did not mean to do that. I don't think. And I think they got a hung jury. She was tried because of the lynch mob against cops, especially against white cops. It's ridiculous. Give me a break. Yeah, the door was wide open. It's ridiculous. And there are lawsuits against this guy that he shot a friend of his in the head, and then he did some other thing and assaulted somebody else. There he is, flashing his cash, looking like a preppy guy, but really he's a thug. Or was. He's dead now. Unfortunately? I don't know. Or I don't know. I wonder whether God really sees things as unfortunate that we think is unfortunate. You know, we're so emotional about death. Josh Hodges, pictured, accused Wright of assaulting him. And it's hard to trust anybody nowadays. We don't know what the real story is. But you've seen the guy who got allegedly shot in the head, allegedly by Daunte Wright. Cops couldn't prove it, I guess, but they did charge him with stuff. Shot him at a gas station, and now he's just debilitated. What a mess. Or severely handicapped, we'll call it. So anyway, she goes to this trial. I think that the jury was like hung at first. Hung jury, meaning they could not agree on a sentence. I mean, not a sentence, on a conviction. They're like, oh, some of them thought she was innocent. But then this evil judge, who is a joke, I have this clip. Clip A, just go ahead and play it right now. This judge looks like Michael Jackson to me. Has she done work? Yeah, 12A. Has she had work done on her face? Look at this. Look at this judge. It's quiet, but she's just waiting, I guess, for the jury to come in or something. Look at this. Doesn't she look a little bit like the late, great MJ? Has she had work done on her face? I think she's Japanese or something. Or Korean or Chinese or something. Look at her. Reminiscent. But this woman is evil. I heard that she sent the jury back to deliberate, which forces them, pressures them. She kind of cute, says Chat Monkey. You guys fall for the Asians. Lucy Liu, says Fred Johnson. Billie Jean is not her lover. She sent them back, and you're like, you guys try again. She didn't want to declare a mistrial or whatever. Lord A.O. calls her a freak. Well, she got them to go into the jury room. I hear that they got to take the gun and the taser. Taser? MJ had less nose, says Nick. Yeah, true. But equal nostrils. They held according to speculation by talking heads on cable news, on Fox News specifically. She's my American Asian sister, says Steady Dropping. Some speculate that they held the gun and the taser and noticed the difference in the weight of these two items because she confused the gun for the taser, right? She thought the gun was a taser. She's all taser, taser, taser. It was a high-stress moment. She had never deployed her taser before, according to her, in all her years. Never been accused of stop Asian hate, Hake. Those Asian. I'm going to show you just how evil this Asian woman was. They decided that she was guilty or something because they're like, oh, it's not plausible. Well, this is the speculation that she would confuse. It's foolish of her to confuse the. Women don't do well under pressure, by the way, guys. For her to confuse the taser for the gun. Well, under pressure, it's in that circumstance. I'd like to see you be in that circumstance with that thug jury members, if this is true, right? This is just the speculation of the people. So this judge is a joke. Here's clip 12B from the Washington Compost. This footage is from. Jury reaches the verdict in the trial of Kim Potter. This is right after the jury hands her the verdict, and she reads it all out. It's all long and drawn out. Finds her guilty on 2 counts of manslaughter while committing a misdemeanor or something like that. A cop trying to deal with a thug. The more out of control the blacks get, the more perfect the cops are expected to be. It's ridiculous. And the cops are not getting more and more perfect, by the way. They're getting worse and worse and worse. We have female cops. We have SJW enforcement on the cops. They can't even make racist jokes in emails anymore. Racist jokes are the funniest jokes. And cops have to be able to use like gallows humor and let off steam, by the way. You know what I mean? Because the cops are only quote unquote racist because they're the closest to reality. They deal with the criminal element in disproportionately black and Hispanic areas. Give me a break. Anyway, here is this evil judge talking with her fake, soft-spoken self, praising the jury as heroes of the justice system and agreeing to be on the jury despite Omicron. Correct me if I'm wrong, was Omicron around when the jury agreed to be on the jury? I don't think it was. I could be wrong. Was it even heard of? Anyway, here's this evil woman. It's like 3.5 minutes long. But it's just, I want you to hear this woman's tone of voice. Listen to this.
Members
and she
of the
talks
jury,
quiet.
When you first came into the courtroom, I told you that jurors are the heroes of our judicial system. Well, the 12 of you are our heroes in this case. You might remember that there was a question on the questionnaire that asked whether you wanted to be on this jury. You were to check yes, no, or maybe. A number of you checked no or not sure, and a few of you checked all three. But when I asked each of you if you would be willing to serve if the party selected you as a juror, you all said yes.
She's talking to them like they're children.
Even though we are in a pandemic with Omicron spreading in our community. You said yes, even though you had concerns about serving, given the nature of the case. You said yes, even though you knew you would be sequestered during deliberations and away from your loved ones. And you said yes, even though there was a chance that this case could have lasted past Christmas. You were willing to sacrifice much because you believed in our justice system. And then you went into deliberations, and each of you brought with you your common sense, individual perceptions, and life experiences, and you came to an agreement on the verdicts. You did your duty.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves. Without civic-minded citizens like you, our system of justice could not function. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices. I wish you all a wonderful holiday season.
I think she's reading.
The peace and beauty of the season be yours throughout the year. At this time, I'd like you to go into your waiting courtroom, and I'll be in just a moment. I'd like to thank you personally and to answer any questions that you have. Okay?
Okay, Mom. Okay. And then they all stand up. There's Kim Potter. There's the cop. Alpha female cop. 48 years old. Railroaded. Chin up, queen. Hold your head high, lady. Nice. Why is she whispering? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, please be seated.
Oh, yes, okay.
All right.
All right.
Counsel, we have to pick a date tentatively for sentencing.
Isn't this so soothing?
So,
this sentencing, this woman has to write ASMR. What is ASMR again? Nick is in there. Nick is in here, sitting in for Chris. Kickflip Chris. He forgets what it stands for. But yeah, sentencing is in February. What a mess, huh? What a mess. So after that, the relief. And then I will get to calls, guys. I appreciate you hanging in there. Let me show you the face autonomous sensory meridian response, ASMR. That's when you're supposed to like have a video on in the background and it's all soothing and it calms your nerves. Like the miserable lack of peace having King Saul had no peace, and so he needed David, who would later be king, but he was a shepherd boy at the time, come in and play the harp. Was David a liberal? I don't know. Played the harp and calmed the nerves of King Saul, the first king of Israel, right? Israel was corrupt, so they wanted a king. Psh, what's new, huh? So anyway, this judge who's grating on the nerves, no doubt, of sensible people, is no longer in the face of Kim Potter, and here's the face of Kim Potter, her post-trial mugshot, smiling. You see the picture? Can you pull up the pictures of Kim Potter mugshots after the trial? She's smiling. Wasn't that beautiful? Beautiful smile. Keep that smile. Fix your posture, though, lady. I appreciate you. You did your duty. You made an error. And I don't know what to think about it. Kim Potter is a murderer. She was not convicted of murder, dude. The judge seems biased. Oh, I thought you said the judge seems based. And you know who else is smiling? Evil smiles after the trial, after the verdict. A Tik Tok video from Daunte Wright's so-called family, including his, I think this is his white mother, so-called white mother, and a bunch of other supposed family members of this, relatives of this Daunte Wright, his kin, celebrating on TikTok. And if you're not watching the video, they're doing this silly, ridiculous dance and all like parading because they railroaded a white female cop who shot their thug son by accident because he was acting out of control trying to drive away when he was supposed to be being arrested. What a scumbag, and what a scumbag so-called family. Watch this. Dancing. Terrible. I wonder if this is copyrighted music. Oops, my bad. That's enough of that. Thank you. What a mess. His mother is a convicted felon? Let's not spread rumors. Although I don't want to say that it's not true. She should be anyway if she's not. I wish Trump had banned TikTok. Yeah. I agree. Where do you find these clips, James? Asks Jib Jab. It was on Twitter. A mainstream reporter tweeted it out. Anyway. Such a nasty woman and female-minded liberals. Am I right? How is that an American judge in the American justice system? That jury is not the heroes. Anyway, let me get to some calls, guys. The great Josh in Georgia has a call for me. Josh, Merry Christmas. How are you?
Hey, Merry Christmas. I'm doing well. Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing well as well, man. Thank you.
Cool. I was calling about you called me out yesterday with the truck driver story you did.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of truckers, including you, man.
Yep. Yeah, so, I'm a daily listener, man. I'm a long-time fan.
Right on. Okay. I appreciate it. And it's been great meeting you sometimes.
Yeah.
You brought up the story that I covered yesterday towards the very beginning of my show, in which this Cuban immigrant trucker, 26 years old or so, pretty young, kind of a new guy, I think. He was driving a truck down a hill. His brakes went out. I don't know whose fault that is. He was going 85 miles an hour, according to the report, in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. I don't know whose fault that was. I don't know if you can gain that much speed when you're only going 45 and then suddenly you get into 80 if you're going downhill. He was trying to downshift. His brakes were out. I hear, according to Matt, the American, he missed a couple of off-ramps on which, emergency thing, you drive into gravel. And he was convicted and sentenced of, crimes, right? and sentenced to 110 years. That was just shocking. I saw him like almost crying or acting hysterical and upset and sorry. What is your take on that situation? Killed 4 people and it probably injured many others with that pileup.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know personally. The bigger picture is it's an attack against the man, and that and truck driving. You know, everyone knows it's a man's job.
Yeah.
And
I know there is an on.
You know,
they're trying to push women truckers. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to push women. It's not going to work. They're trying really hard.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like they try to show him crying, like how they did Rittenhouse. To you know, they lick their jowls, like they lick their chops when the man is crying, and it reminded me of remember like 2 years ago or so you interviewed the incel, and you asked him like, why don't you be a truck driver?
Yeah.
You know, he was living with his mom or something, and he was like, oh no, trucking is you know, it's going to go out of business. It's all being replaced by automated.
Yeah.
And that's all a complete lie. You know, they want to push the narrative that trucking is don't do it. It's too dangerous. Look what'll happen if you accidentally mess up and kill somebody. You're going to do 110 years in jail. You know, but that's all a complete lie. Trucking definitely changed my life. I've made the most money I ever made in my life, and you know, it gives you the opportunity to possibly start a family as a man, you know, be able to support a family and, or start your own business. It's a great stepping stone, but, you know, women really can't do it because they can't have a piss jug, you know, they can't.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, it's like camping almost, you know.
Right.
But, yeah, you know, that's what the big picture of it is for me. They want to attack the man and discourage young men from getting into trucking and getting away from mama. They want to keep kids in mama's basement.
Yeah. Interesting, man. So you see even this case in which he drove into the people and was sentenced to 100 years as part of the attack on the trucking industry and on men.
Yeah.
Should he get any? Should he get any?
Yeah.
Is he at fault, in your opinion?
He is. Well, the thing is, I don't know. If his brakes gave out, there's nothing he can do to control that. You know.
Is there are there any checks that you can do to prevent or to be alert to your brakes possibly being on the verge of cutting out?
Right. You can, but you know, it's any machine. Anything can happen at any time. You know, it's a machine. They fail.
Right.
And you know, I'd be hauling 80,000-pound loads over the mountain. You know, and being a truck driver has gotten me close to God because it's like you realize you're not in control.
Yeah.
And you don't you don't have any free will out here. I hit a buck maybe 2 months ago.
Wow.
And it just put my truck, I'm a company driver, so it's not a big deal. I don't own my truck.
Okay.
It just put my truck out of service just like that, you know, and it's like, if I would have owned my own truck, I would have been out of work for 2 months or so, you know. So
yeah. Wow.
It's a lot of faith. Yeah, it's a lot of faith involved with. I know Rick from Maine. Shout out to Rick from Maine. He can tell you all about that. I want to hear his opinion on this too.
Yep.
But you know, he's been in the game way longer than me, and you know, it's a great way to let your ego die, get close to God, and get comfortable being alone. You know, being an individual.
Yeah. Mike Parkinson says, and I heard one of the victim or one of the family members of the victim, like a brother of one of the guys who got killed, say he chose to kill others, then be honorable and sacrifice his life. He closed his eyes.
Really?
Would he have is there a way that he could have sacrificed his life and avoided, or would he have had to even sacrifice his life to avoid this? Somebody said that he missed two off-ramp things.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard you on talking about that yesterday. So, you know what? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I highly doubt he was trying to kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
But is there a possibility that he was a coward? And because people can, I mean, you've seen guys, there's certain type of guys who are, I saw a tweet or a headline about a ziplining assistant guy who he and a woman were stuck on the middle of a zip line, but the weight was too much, so he just dropped to his death, 70 feet to his death, rather than both of them die.
Both of them, wow.
Yeah, so, and I don't know that, I didn't really look into that story, but there are men out there who are honorable men and will
do stuff like
have
that,
no hesitation to do what they think is right and sacrifice themselves to help and save others or to protect others. So I don't know if this guy was that type of guy or not that type of guy or choked or what. Close his eyes.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard him that he'd close his eyes, but maybe he did. Maybe he testified that he closed his eyes because of the horror. A lot of people are weak nowadays, and he's a young man. Yeah. Who knows? Yep.
And there are a lot of immigrants out here too, man. Because I was parked and my truck got hit by a guy was back. He scraped it, and he didn't speak any English.
Wow.
You know? So I had to get his insurance information and driver's license, and he had to let me talk to like somebody else. So, like, you can have a CDL and not even speak any English at all.
That is wild.
Yeah.
But you can't have a DUI on your record.
Right. That's all they really care about is DUI. I don't even think you got to have a GED to drive over the road, you know, to get a CDL. They never, all the trucking jobs I've done, they never asked me for my high school diploma or nothing. You know?
Nice. Right on.
Right.
I have a question from the chat. Do you like Waffle House or Perkins better?
Neither. I never eat out.
Oh, right.
I never eat out.
You didn't even get Subway?
I used to get Subway back when my company. It's a long story. My company switched from TA to pilot. Well, you can only fill at pilots now.
Oh wow!
And it's like TAs. We used to get these. All the truckers know what I'm talking about. You get an ultra credit every time you do 60 gallons. You fill up 60 gallons, so you can use it for like $14 meal, shower, or free parking.
Okay. Wow.
And you can I used to get Subways with that $14 ultra credit every time, but now that my company switched to pilot, I just go to Walmart and I try to meal prep just like you, man. I get that.
That's cool.
I get the vegetables. I get my broccoli, turkey sausage, and it's you never eat out. You get tired of eating out, man.
Yeah,
and it's unhealthy. So,
for sure.
The health is the most important thing out here.
I remember I was working at my other older job, and I read a little article at the time about this Asian guy who was a trucker, and he came up with a system of doing like squats and different things, exercises next to his truck. Yep. And he would do a trick where he would go to Subway and get a 6-inch, the half sandwich, but with double meat. That way you're not eating all that bread, which is not necessarily supposed to be good for you. I hear there's differences of opinion. But
I'm a skinny guy. I got one of them fast metabolisms, so it's just different for different. Yeah.
Nick is sighing here. Well, right on, Josh.
Great talk, man. Great call, and I'm Hake Snake Pit Security Guard in the chat, right?
Yeah, shout out to this is Hake Snake Pit Security Guard over in the YouTube chat. It's great to hear from you, man. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you. Keep it up, man. I listen every day.
Nice. Take care.
All right. You too, bud.
All right. Quickly, let me get to Richard in North Carolina before I get to the Super Chats and more stories and some calls. Richard in NC, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Hey?
I'm fine, too. Thank you, sir.
You're going to have a happy white Merry Christmas?
Yes. Are you on speaker? You're coming in kind of
muffled. No. I'm sorry. I'm in a room where I have a little echo. I can't help it.
Okay, just stay close to your phone so it comes through more crisply.
But did you hear Candace bashing Trump? Candace Owens is bashing Trump lately.
Candace Owens is bashing Trump? Didn't she interview him? Did she interview Trump?
Yeah.
So
As far as I can understand, she called him out saying, "You're pro-vax. You're pro-mandate."
Oh, she said that she accused him of being pro-mandate.
Basically, I mean, because he was touting.
I've not
He was
watched
touting
that.
how good the vaccine was. And I hate to say, I mean, I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying that when a guy comes out there and he gets something out there and gets a solution with the therapeutics and everything like that. And, if a guy, especially a white male, can't be proud of what he did, and then gets the black female on him, telling him how he's horrible because he did that.
Yeah, it seems a little bit at grandstandy, if what you're saying is true. I mean, it sounds like you may not have even watched the interview yourself, have you?
I did. I was watching the key highlights when she was basically
saying you saw the highlights.
Pro-vax. Yeah, I mean, that's the point where everybody was jumping all over him about
pro-vax
Pro-vax
doesn't mean pro-mandate. I mean,
but the way she was criticizing him over it.
We all knew that when he announced that he's making a vaccine, we all knew that the mandates were coming. I did. I knew that mandates were coming.
I knew the wrong people got in power. Wrong people got in power. Yeah.
I mean, and they are in power so-called power across the local governments. But that's I honestly don't see how you blame that on him.
But everyone's jumping all over him because she put on Instagram this little snippet about basically making him look like he's he's pro-mandate basically, or he's touting how great the vaccines are. He's saying how great his work was on getting this thing out here so we could end this.
Right.
Or try to end it. Try to put a dedeline on this.
Right.
But she said, but she's bashing him.
I heard that Nick says that he was, he said no to mandates in that interview with that woman.
Yes, he did. He did, but candidates. I mean, same woman who popped out a kid threw it at her husband, her white husband, and basically said, "I got to go back to work."
Yeah, I mean, she and her team will probably want to put out the most spicy, salacious stuff. So, whatever. Yeah,
but it's kind of sad because it's Charlie Kirk is going to disavow her interview with him at that point because supposedly they're supposed to be Republicans, but I always think candidates and him are kind of posers. I hate using that word poser, but I mean, you know what? They always say people who can't do talk. So I haven't seen candidates help one door knocking. I haven't seen Charlie Kirk do one door knocking for a candidate. Get a candidate on there, advertise them. You know that?
Well, I wish them well. Appreciate the tip, man. It's good to hear from you, Richard. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah. Make sure you have a good white Christmas.
Thank you. You as well. Some super chats for you guys. What do you think about, you know what? Well, I'll get to that. Trump, people, I'm fine with people disagreeing with Trump on promoting the vaccine. Lin Yan Chin states with the super chat, and I think I haven't read this one. Racism, a real term describing fake projection of insecurity to malign other people's intent, specifically white people's, especially, purpose or nature, their intent, purpose, or nature. It's a real lie, racism is, aimed to remove freedom of association in imagination, speech, and action. Anti-racists, so-called, are just anti-life, and anti-freedom. Anti-white, I add. Anti-human. Anti-truth, anti-reality. Yup. But he says anti-life and anti-freedom, which is same thing as saying anti-white. Peter from Periscope gave a super chat. All I want for Christmas is a clean slate of the ban list. Hope to see Dr. Detroit, T from Alabama, Robert from Kansas, and Earl from Michigan. Back soon. I did not ban Earl from Michigan. But thank you for Peter from Periscope. Thanks for another entertaining year, Hake. See you next year. Appreciate that, man. Lord willing, God willing, I will see you, or you will see me, and I will see your chats and your comments next year. This is my last stream, by the way, at least officially, planned anyway, of the year 2021. I shall see you on the 3rd of January 2022, AD, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. I do not enjoy necessarily banning people, although it can be entertaining, the presentation of it. But it's something you got to do. Sometimes you just got to do it because people really cross lines like crazy. And you don't want to encourage that because people can go nuts, man. You don't want people flip out. You don't want to encourage that. You want to keep calm. All right? Yeah. Earl was not banned. He did, says Taking Care of Business Bear, which is speculation. We do not know the whereabouts of Earl from Michigan. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Before I get to some more calls, let me tell you about this such a nasty woman. Before I get to nice ladies on the line, or at least one, Ana, one N, Navarro Cardenas. She, and I censored this so that it is child-friendly, family-friendly. I censored it to the max. Put out a couple of nasty tweets. This is not how Trump is with his vax pushing, with his vaccine promotion. He's a boomer. He's 70-something years old. He needs the and he's kind of fat. But he's also a man. So I cut him slack. But this woman, she tweeted out this: I heart gabloop, not morally straight, Guy Candle Co.'s products. And I will add vulgar products. Gabloop, G word for not morally straight. Perverted, in other words. And this woman is supposed to be a Christian? I think. She's supposed to be a Republican or Rhino. I don't know. Maybe she quit the Republican Party by now. Unless you have a legitimate medical reason. I guess apparently she does not believe in God or the right of the people to protect their temple. Say God does not want them. Say they believe God does not want them to get the vaccine. Some people don't, right? And they have that right. And maybe it is true. Who are you? She says, unless you have a legitimate medical reason, if you're not vaccinated, I don't want to see you, talk to you, work with you, socialize with you, or know you. It's enough. Your quote unquote personal freedom. This is Ana Navarro Cardenas. Is holding the rest of us hostage. It's selfish and stupid. I bleeped it out, even though I say stupid all the time. But it coming out of the mouth of off the fingers of a woman tweeting nasty stuff, especially a nasty woman like this she's a talking head on CNN. She's been a hate-filled anti-Trump person. She used to be a somewhat sensible Republican type of woman, mainstream, Rhino type of woman, you know? And her Twitter profile says she is a proud Nicaraguan. Or as JLP says, Nicaraguan. Nicaraguan American. I know Nicaraguans, and this woman is one of the nastiest, probably, if not the nastiest, of the Nicaraguans whom I have met. And she's all, I heart hyphens on her, this is her Twitter profile. I don't have a picture of it. She likes hyphens, meaning hyphenated Americans, meaning she likes to separate herself from real Americans and call herself a Nicaraguan American. And she likes to separate herself. What is she? Is she married? Can you believe it? If she's married? I have to look this up. Ana Navarro, husband. Is she married? She might be married. She married a lawyer and lobbyist, Al Cardenas. In 2019, after she was a longtime Trump hater. So she married a guy, and she wants to distance herself even from her husband because she's had a career, right? She's had a career talking head on CNN, Commie Nonsense Network. And so she's all, catch me on CNN, Telemundo. She wants to separate from her husband by having a hyphenated last name rather than take his name. Scumbag woman. Telemundo, The View. Oh, yeah, she's on The View with those cackling hens. She's one of the cackling hens. Failed dieter. That means she's fat. She admits, this is my country. I'm not going back anywhere. Deal with it. Go back to Nicaragua. And then so later she tweeted this picture again, this ugly picture of this candle that says, what is this? Show the picture again, tweet 2, the second one. It's the same picture, but it's a different statement. If you're not vaccinated, get the F bloop out of my house. No, just show the candle again. I bleeped it. I censored it. I even censored the limp wrist, as in radical homosexual, as in not morally straight wrist. That is the logo of that gay guy candle co. And I bleeped out gay because that's not the real word. It means that not morally straight guy candle company. And by the way, that wax is soy wax. Hand poured in Michigan, cotton wick. You can still read the F word. I know, I bleeped it, just that, yeah, whatever. I covered it up in red squares. Because this woman is a communist, like Red Square, and she's all bragging, I triggered Trumpers. They're rag sheets. I don't know what that means. Rag sheets? Is that, she's calling them KKK members or something? Is that what she's saying? Attacking me for posting this pic. LOL. That's for lots of laughs or laughing out loud, depending on whether you're a Colin Flaherty listener or just mainstream. I don't give a beep. She cussed again on tweet. My dad cannot fly in for Christmas. He has COVID. Like many families, I had to nix plans. I blame selfish, unvaxxed sheep. Okay, yeah, we're the sheep, lady. Not that I'm necessarily unvaxxed. I don't disclose that information. Who don't allow us to reach herd immunity. Merry Christmas. She has no idea who gave her dad the China virus, if he even has it. And typical vulgar woman, whether they're Republican or Democrat, so many of these females in the public are cussing for no reason, just out of pure hatred. What a mess. Anyway, that's that for that lady. And I use the term loosely. Of course, she's buying gay candles, radical homosexual candles. Yeah. Hey, why don't you say gay out loud? Community guidelines? Because it's not morally straight. We need to, language shapes our reality because, in a sense, it does, because it deceives the people, and the people get deceived, and it brings evil into the world. Or telling the truth. The truth is they're not morally straight. Remember, gay used to mean happy? Sean Chavez calls her a word that I shall not repeat because I think of it as being somewhat of a bad word in Spanish, but nice. I agree, Sean Chavez. Right on. You're really acting like her, says Karen Williams. What a mess. It is getting warm in here. Let me get to a true lady, Nadia, out of Vallejo, California. How are you doing, Nadia? Are you there?
James?
Hey, good to hear from you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well.
Today is Crazy Mother Dance's birthday.
It's Crazy Mother Dance's birthday?
Yes.
Wow. Happy birthday, Crazy Mother Dance. I haven't noticed her in chat a lot, which is totally fine. Chat is the snake pit, and it takes a strong stomach to be in the snake pit.
She's been under the weather lately. That's why you haven't seen her in chat.
Oh, well. Well, I wish her well. Tell her to get well.
I pop in and out here and everything, too, because I be doing my class stuff. I just finished 6 weeks of my program, so I got a few more to go, then I'll be done.
Okay. Wow. Well,
she says to tell you thank you.
Oh, okay. Nice. I think I heard her voice in the background. Shout out to Crazy Mother Dance. That's cool.
So from all of us to you guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Nice. Same to you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys, too. We love you guys.
Nice. Right
Stay
on.
safe.
Thank you, Nadia. You too. Bye. Wow. D Live, the best chat on this side of the firmament, says Misty8976. Let me just see if there were some chats. Just reading a little bit of chat here. Commander Kim speculates about Kim Potter. I don't think she made an error. If he was a violent felon, running, reaching into his car for possible weapon, he was actually inside the driver's seat, about to drive off. In fact, I think he did drive off after he was shot. She shouldn't have even been reaching for her taser in the first place. That's a point that Mark from San Diego, who called my show, stated. That had she not shouted taser, 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 that would have been a justified shooting. And even though she said taser, 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 that's maybe a good shooting. Commander Kim calls that so-called family that was dancing in the TikTok thing, white trash family. I don't know. I saw a whole lot of blacks. His mother was white, but he was mixed. And he had a little baby, too. Oh, poor baby. Daunte Jr. is not... Don't blame him. He was born to a young thug. They're dancing because they're now going to be millionaires after they sue the city and the police department. I know. Such corrupt, ill-gotten gain. We have a bad system of frivolous lawsuits. You know what I mean? What a shame. I'm glad I read your comments, Commander Kim. Right on. Yeah. Can you show the picture of Daunte Wright and his little baby? Couple of pictures of his baby. Poor little baby. I wonder what the mother is. Because he's like at least half white, probably a little bit more than half white. Or was. Cute little baby. What a shame. Don't have high hopes for his proper raising. You know what I mean? Terrible. But thank you guys. Let me get to a little bit more before I get back to calls. Mac B is coming up next from Oakland, California, I do believe. Kraka. Hey, Kraka, I can't read these whole things. So you have to shorten them. I can't see the whole thing. You have to shorten it even shorter than what you think because I can't see the whole comment when it says topic under the topic. Shorten those comments there. Listen to this evil woman for quote-unquote immigrants, immigrant kids and families, so-called families. This is just a random Twitter person. I don't think this woman is really from the B-52s, but her Twitter name is B52 Malmet. And she tweeted out this ABC News article. Very good news. The U.S. has reunited 100 children and taken from parents under Trump, according to ABC News. Question, why aren't Jeff Sessions, and I have this little headline, it's a tweet about the migrant children separated from their parents being reunited. Stupid. If they're even really parents, why aren't Jeff Sessions and Stephen Miller, plus all the enablers, asks this liberal woman, brought up on charges of crimes against humanity for this zero tolerance policy? We should continue separating the children from the adults who come up and send them all back, by the way. It's ridiculous. These invaders. Typical exploitation of the female mind, being all feeling sorry for these invaders who are weak and don't belong here, don't have our values. They just want a better life. So, it's not a reason to let them in. Feeling sorry for people. By the way, I'm wearing my amazing Christmas Monkeys Christmas t-shirt, courtesy of Jesse Lee Peterson. Rebuildingtheman.com/stores. Have an amazing Christmas. And in these red stripes here, you see above and below, behind the Jesse Lee Peterson image, they are monkeys. And this was designed by Lock Your Door. Lock Your Door. Shout out, man. Follow him on Twitter. I don't know if he's on IG still. He gets censored and banned a lot. He's white. He's white. I think he's white. Maybe he's Irish. Shout out to Lock Your Door. Thank you for the designs. Have an amazing Christmas. And it's in the sweater style. It has this sweater effect. Yes, we should be separating children from their so-called mothers and fathers. They're usually coming up with like a single mother or a single so-called father, or they're just using the children to get in. And these people are told by communists, if you will, anti-white people, if you will, globalist socialists, whatever name you wish to call them, evil people, to come up here. It's ridiculous. And the women, suckers, feel sorry for them, for the little babies separated from their families. They don't care about family. Oh, these psychologists say, oh, it's devastating to their psychology to be separated from their parents for any amount of time. Nuh-uh. No, it's not. That's a lie. You don't care. If you cared about families, you would not be encouraging the breakup of the family here in America. You would be sounding the alarm, and there would be a rallying cry against it. There would be a clampdown on black reform. We would be doing black reform and Hispanic reform and white reform. Whites, get married and make babies. Blacks, get married before you make babies. Don't be aborting the kids. Let's not subsidize the birth control stuff. Let's not be encouraging sex out of wedlock. Oh, they're going to do it anyway. Woman thinking. Blind, brainwashed, evil. And I do mean Eve. Well, listening to Satan type stuff. Ridiculous. Anyway, let me get to, you know what? Before I get to Mac B, he's coming up. He wants to talk about silent prayer? All right. We are at the top of the hour. Let me share with you a nice Christmas song. I think you will enjoy it. It's well sung by Phil Hahn with, I do believe, Steve Johnson. This track is entitled, "Oh Holy Night." It's a classic Christmas song. It's long, over 5 minutes long. I will come back and read your chats in the midst of it, I think. But I really like this song, and I hope you do too. "Oh Holy Night" by Phil Hahn, H-A-H-N, and Steve Johnson. And I'll be right back for hour 2. Christmas Eve, everybody. Hang tight.
Stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and
Isn't this nice?
Chain shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease.
I'm reading your chats, guys. Sounds like Bocelli. Nice.
Hymns of joy, in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name.
Is this Yanni?
Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. His power.
Yeah, beautiful music. Is it loud enough, guys?
His power and glory.
Depressing? It's not depressing. Outstanding choice, James. Thank you, man. Thank you for the B-Day wishes, by the way. Hake, this is nice for a change. I agree. Hake be crying in the car while listening to this on the way home from work. Not true. I've never cried in my life. Marilyn Manson really changed? Is this Marilyn Manson? No. I think that's Phil Hahn's voice. This is White Christmas music. Shout out, Michelle67. Lines are full, guys. Who's Yanni? And
when Christ was born. Oh, night
great song.
divine, oh, night divine, oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
So good. Hake listening to decent music. Wow. What's up, Damon Scott? Nice to see you. Peaceful, not depressing, says Joseph461. Got me feeling the spirit of Christmas, says Michelle67. Better than the other songs you played, says Madi. What's up, Madi Ubaldo? This music is nice, reminds me of opera music. Yeah, me too. Red Hand. Yeah. That's cool. Well, turn this mic off. Well, guys, thank you for bearing with me through that beautiful song, "Oh Night Divine." Maybe at the end, you guys want to hear "Silent Night" from these two guys, Phil Hahn and Steve Johnson. Excellent music. Maybe I will. Press 1 if you want it. Press 2 if no thanks. Press 3 if you don't care. Press 4 to mute. Lines are full, guys. Let me get to, as promised, Mac B out of Oakland, California, a.k.a. The Town. What's up, Mac B? How are you doing?
Good morning, Hake, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Have you gotten on air with me before?
Yeah, just to clarify, that's kind of a little inside thing with me and TJ. Shout out to TJ.
Nice.
That's
Right
my
on.
nickname. I kind of grew up with. But to put a face with the name, I definitely met you. This is Brandon from Oakland.
Oh,
The white guy. This sounds black.
The white guy who sounds black. Well, I appreciate you, man.
According to you, that's not my opinion.
Yeah, sounds black
when
to
we
me.
First met,
Right.
when we first met, I'd come down to the church and I'd called in. I remember you coming out and saying, "Hey, which one of you guys is Brandon?" You was like, "I thought you were black."
I know. That was funny. It's been great to see you over the past year or so.
Definitely, and God bless Jesse.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd be here right now without him, and that's not an exaggeration. I was into some crazy stuff, not that far back.
I can believe it.
And as far as rebuilding the man, sometimes you guys are building a man. I wasn't a man before I came across Jesse, and I think probably most people. I saw him on YouTube, and when I found out he's just down the way in LA, I was like, it became a mission. I was like, I got to get down there. And I didn't just hop in my car and go, but eventually I got down there and was able to shake Jesse's hand and thank him, man to man, eye to eye.
Cool, man.
And I'll forever be grateful. It's a debt that I'll never be able to repay, but I'll pay it forward, and I already do. I tell people, little bits and pieces when it comes out. I don't go out and preach to anybody or anything, but when something crosses my path, I just share my thought, and then it's that person's business what they want to do with it.
Yeah.
But let's see. As far as the silent prayer, that's something that's kind of it's starting to really kick in. Like I've been trying to do it for a while, and like how it's kicking in for me is it's not so much about the morning time or the nighttime to me. It's about ceasing without praying, like taking it with you your whole day. Like the way I look at it now is it's just a practice to strengthen that muscle of being right here, right now.
Yeah.
Because, be still and know God. That's something that once you live it, you're not going to want to live any other way. And I'm getting to live it now. And let's see, because if you're in the moment right now, you're gonna see what the path that God's putting you on. If you're distracted by anything with the thoughts, you're missing out on God's showing us. It's just how I'm living right now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just such a happier person because I'm seeing God's blessings and I get to appreciate it. Instead of like God had to make some really big scene for me to see it before. I'm
Right.
not saying that I never, felt the presence of God before, but now, man, it's almost overwhelming. But I don't get into my thoughts. I'm just taking it moment to moment.
Cool.
And but I really just wanted to really just kind of give my testimony again, I guess, because I gave it in the past. Like I really think God put Jesse in front of me so that I could establish that relationship.
Yeah. Pray without ceasing.
With God, Yeah. So, like I said, I'll never pay it back, but maybe I could help somebody else. So.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm not going to contribute, and I recommend anybody else that don't be cheap, man. You guys got to pay the bills, so I can pay it that way. But you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I to this day, ever since I started coming to church here in 2007, I've been supporting Bond as well, donating. Even though I work for Bond and I get money from Bond, but I also donate. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's good to hear from you, Mac B.
Yeah, TJ cracked me up with that. Like I said, shout out to TJ. I love TJ, man. He reached out to me when I was one of the times I was down there, man, and we stayed in contact. And you guys know he's a great guy. So
yeah, for sure.
I just wish him well over there. That he's actually up in the building now. So
Yeah, that's cool.
But shout out to everybody, Chris, Nick, everybody, all you guys. You guys are all living, talking, walking miracles. So.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Just God bless you guys. I love you. And I'm not going to just keep rambling on. So that's all I wanted to share, man.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Jesus. And no happy holidays around here, man.
That's
I
right.
don't know what that means.
Hope to see you in the new year sometime, man.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I'll definitely be up there. Whatever I got to do, I'm going to get down there, man.
All right. Take care.
All right, take care.
That's cool. Mac B, thanks for calling. Quick correction, guys. My fault. I recognized Mari's voice. I'm like, this sounds a lot like Mari. But I call her Nadia. And that's because TJ, a.k.a. Cracker out there, he may not know Mari the way that Chris and Nick and I know Mari. And Crazy Mother Dance. I was so confused. Nadia. I knew a Nadia. She was Egyptian. And then she became like salutatorian of my high school class. And she was Muslim, I think. She wasn't allowed to dance. Not couldn't dance. She probably could dance, but she was not allowed to dance. Light-skinned, by the way. Light-skinned Egyptian. People say Egyptians were black. I don't know. Smart young lady. Anyway, yeah, Mari. M-A-R-I. Mari. Not to be confused with Nadia. N-A-D-I-A. Hake so white. Quick super chats before I get back to calls and stories, guys. Your girlfriend gave a super chat and states, the shaven beard really brings out your eyes. Appreciate that, your girlfriend. Very nice. I think so, too. Manly eyes, though, right? Manly. Danimal with a super chat. What's up, Danimal? Nice to hear from you. Danimal thought he was banned on YouTube. Everybody getting banned. Don't take it personally, guys. No, we did not ban you. I don't believe even my mods banned you, Danimal. But thank you, man. He states Christmas Day here in Kami, NZ, New Zealand. Wow. Merry Christmas, Hake, Soul Patch, Jesse Crew, and chat. God bless. Well, shout out and happy summer to you. Summer solstice, right? Happened? So it's going to be like 40 degrees up there, down there. Is New Zealand still considered down under? I don't know my geography. I'm chuckling at something Malkuth X says. I didn't know. Malkuth X claimed that he was a trucker for 5 years or so. Well, thank you. I did not know that you were from New Zealand or over there in Kami, New Zealand, Danimal. Say hello to your female New Zealand Prime Minister woman with her live-in partner, male partner, not a husband, but a boyfriend, and her out-of-wedlock child. Say hello and Merry Christmas to them. Where she wore like a burqa, not a burqa. She wore a head rag thing. What is that called? Over at a New Zealand, at the Christchurch mosques. Christchurch mosques. Psh. After that, hijab, niqab if it's only the eyes. Whoa. She went and kissed up to the Muslims after that. Aussie, Brenton Tarrant. He was a eco-fascist. He believed in global warming, and so he blamed the Muslims for making so many babies, creating quote-unquote overpopulation. And so he wanted to start an attack here in America on the Second Amendment, or reignite the continued attack on the Second Amendment here in America by doing a mass shooting, killing a bunch of Muslims and shooting up a couple of mosques or more over in New Zealand. And then she went over there and kissed up to the Muslims wearing a hijab. Yeah, that's going to do it, woman. Fake love, huh? Thank you, Danimal. Appreciate you over there in Kami, New Zealand. Be a light in a dark place. I think you might be. Appreciate that. And shout out to you and your family. That's cool. The red pill, if you have one, I don't actually know every detail of your life. The red pill experience gave a super chat and states, Merry Christmas and see y'all in 2022. Hopefully. He didn't say hopefully, or she. So how many people total are officially banned on your show? I do not keep track. Sometime when I have more time, somebody ask me again and I shall try to think of them. Bad baby 42 gave a super chat and said, this is the last day for a while, Hake. We need one good sideburn check. Oh, you're going to be mad at me. No, I don't know if you'll be mad. From Soul Patch Jones. Have a Merry Christmas and be safe rejoicing in James Hake's birthday celebration extravaganza, brother. He didn't say brother, but it reminds me when he says brother of Hulk Hogan. Hollywood Hake. Get you some root beer and pizza. How about that? Thank you, Bad Bibby. Bad Bibby 42. Fashioned after the whatever her name is. She says, cash me outside. How about that? On Dr. Phil. Here, I cut them a little bit. I shaved them down a little bit because, it's Christmas. Can you see them? Can you see them? I shaved them down a little bit because I felt that they weren't fully grown in, and I didn't know how to shape them. And, it's not exactly just natural. With a beard, it's just natural. Just woof. And I cut up a little bit here to cut off the neck beard a little bit so I don't get called the neck beard. I don't know if it doesn't sound like a good thing. And so I cut them just because it's Christmas. Maybe people will be taking pictures. I don't know. And so I don't want to look like, I almost said the bad word, the G word, the bad Canadian word. I don't want to look goofy. Is that bad too? Okay. Well, thank you, Bad Bibby 42. I appreciate the challenge. And I think it's a nice suggestion, actually, if I can do it right. And I think I probably will go all out and have them be longer. But for Christmas, man, hopefully you don't begrudge me the right to be, have normal-ish looking sideburns. Hey, grow a unibrow. You know what? I think since I'm 40, I'm not really growing so much hair in the unibrow area. I used to have to shave that every so often, but not anymore. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Sideburns look like Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s, says Kraka, and that's a compliment. I remember that guy died. I mean, his dad, Dale Earnhardt Sr., I assume, he died in a wreck, driving the fast cars. Oh, I got to check the super chats over there on Odyssey, ODYSEE.com, before I get back to the calls. Wow, fun callers. Guys, hang tight. Got a lot of scrolling to do. Asmodor with some super chats yesterday that I neglected to read. Shout out, Asmodor, man. And this is in response to that dumb, if you will, you children and parents and the caller whom I'm insulting on purpose, will allow me to offer some constructive criticism by calling you dumb. That dumb caller who said, oh, if you say, let's say blacks are racist, right? Let's say somebody thinks blacks are racist. The caller, or blacks are criminals, or something like that. That does not mean all blacks are criminals. It doesn't even mean most blacks are criminals. You're just saying blacks are criminals. There are criminals who are black. There are blacks who are criminals. That's all it means. They're rapists. Remember, Trump said, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people, referring to the people sent here from Mexico, through Mexico. And some, I assume, are good people. When he said they're rapists, it was plainly, even if he had not said, and some I assume are good people, it's a factual statement. More than one have been rapists. And a remarkable number, honestly, have been rapists. A remarkable number of blacks have been criminals. Doesn't mean all. Nobody talks like that, and nor is it even logically sound to assume that it implies, I'll get to that. But anyway, Asmodor states, oh man, I'm already on that topic. I'm jumping ahead here. Asmodor states, the government has really done a great job with the educational system and media in making the average American a stupid person who would forget to breathe if it weren't an involuntary process. Merry Christmas, James, and everybody in Hake's chat, says Asmodor. Thank you, man. And Fabriettes, whom I am always tempted to say Fabriettes. I roll the R like some of those Europeans and Spanish speakers. And I don't know if that's correct. Fabriettes states, Merry Christmas, Hake. Keep up the great work, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Well, thank you for the super chats, guys. Let me get to George in Manitoba, Canada. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't pronounce any Canadian thing correctly. What's up, George?
Hey, Hake, how you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. We're just my wife's baking here for Christmas and having some family over today, and I just figured I'd give you a shout because I'm calling from Congress as much as say Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. You're breaking up, man. Nick, it's hard to understand you, but I'm catching now that.
Oh,
you're
really?
saying it. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I accept your apology in your Canadian accent. You sure are Canadian. Sorry about that. That's cool.
Well, I tried calling Bessie the last 2 days, but I wasn't able to get through. But I wanted to just, like I said, give you guys a shout out and a Merry Christmas and wish you guys all the best in the new year.
Nice, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to get through. Is Manitoba way out in the boonies? Or is Manitoba?
We're out in the boonies, I guess. Yeah, sort of.
I'm just wondering because your phone connection is kind of rough at times.
Well, it's
Trudeau?
probably our Prime Minister
Trudeau
listening. Yeah, it's a Trudeau phoning.
That's funny. It's the plains, flat and cold, says Nick. Nick knows his geography. It
is. I just think something too. I listened to one of your callers call your whole thing with your chin, the coronavirus. Hopefully you'll keep that, eh?
I caught the A at the end. It made me laugh. I did not understand most of that, but thank you, man. It sounded fun.
Well, anyways, you guys have a Merry Christmas, all right?
All right. You as well, George. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Jim in Tennessee, he's on the line. How are you doing, Jim, over there?
Hey, what's going on, right?
Hey, not much.
I love that music you were playing, had me skitty bopping on my tippy toes. Great music, man.
Cool, right on. I like it too. That's probably the best song on their album. Songs of Christmas.
We got off on the wrong foot last time. I just want to apologize. Hey, I didn't mean to call you a lie. I was talking about the country, the people, you know.
We got off on the wrong foot. I recognize your name, and I recognize your voice, and I don't remember our phone call, but no hard feelings, man. I accept your apology. You said you didn't mean to call me bi?
No, I didn't mean to call you a liar.
Oh, liar. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. I've been called a liar by multiple different people. I don't remember the exact circumstances, but I accept your apology, man. Maybe you did mean to call me a liar, but you didn't mean harm, or you don't wish harm on me.
Well, I'm hearing you guys you were talking about rapists, Mexicans. Did you know what happened to a rapist in Mexico who goes to jail?
Oh, I vaguely remember.
No, right now, a couple calls ahead right now, right at this show, I heard you talking about Donald Trump wasn't talking about all Mexicans and Africans are criminals. Did you know in Africa, rapists, if a rapist goes to jail in Africa, they have tea parties and they just hang. It's normal out there. In Mexico, a rapist goes to jail. You know what's going to happen to him, hey? Oh, you don't want me to, I cannot say it on the radio station.
I don't want to be too explicit.
Don't act like it's a normal thing in the Mexican area. Don't do that.
Okay, well, it is all too common. That's the issue.
What you read on the media, right? You can't believe everything you read on the media. They talk about white people being racist on the media. Is that true? Right? They say white supremacy? Is it true? You can't believe everything you read on the media, hey?
Correct.
Come on, now let's get real, hey?
But there are local reports of these incidents happening, and the media.
I'm sure about it. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
There is evil in the world.
There's savages everywhere, hey. But I promise you, hey, in Africa, it's normal. It's normal in their culture. Rapists go to jail, and it's just they hang out together. In Mexico, go to jail with rapists touch a little girl. Hey, you don't want to know what they're going to do to that person. Hey, can I ask you
that happens in America. I think that happens in America, too.
Oh, yeah. It happens in America as well. Oh, yeah.
Jim, are you black or white or what?
Hey, I'm white. Why does that matter?
I'm just curious. Is this this is how you really talk in normal conversation, or are you putting on an accent?
What do you mean? Hey, I'm from Tennessee.
I know a lot of people from Tennessee. Some don't speak quite like this.
Well,
I don't hold it against you if you really do speak this way. It's kind of cool, I guess. But
I prided myself in being a country boy from Tennessee.
Now he's playing it up. Well, man, I appreciate your call. Where are you from in Tennessee, if you don't mind sharing that info?
I don't want to share too much information. Hey, I just wanted to ask you a question. If I can ask you a question before I let you go on to the next callers.
All right, go ahead.
So, hey, respectfully, because everybody wants to know this. Everybody, the chat callers, all of us.
Everybody, huh?
Well, most of us. Have you been to the cloning?
Keep it clean.
Have you been to the cloning centers?
The cloning centers. No, man, I'm not a clone, and I don't even know if they exist.
No, I'm not saying you're a clone, but have you been to the base where they have Jesse's new bodies? They reanimate his new clone.
No, man,
I know they don't let certain people go to the cloning centers. I know they let you go to the base. So you haven't?
No, I have not, man. But I appreciate your question.
Y'all are Jesse's handlers, though, right?
We are what?
Y'all are Jesse's handlers, though, right?
No, he's our handler. He's our slave master. And we are his slaves.
So, no, see, all seriousness, I don't hate you. I'm not trying to put anybody. So you guys are not aware who Donald Marshall is?
I don't know, man. I got to go. I appreciate your call, Jim. Nice hearing from you.
So you're not aware who...
Don't be name dropping on my show, please. If it was an honest conversation, whatever. We got to keep moving here. Before I get back to these stories, guys, Big Bump out of Los Angeles, California. What's up, Big Bump?
What's up, Hake? How's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Just wanted to send a shout out to everyone out there.
Right on, man. Appreciate your call. And thank you for the well wishes on behalf of everyone listening.
Amen.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Big Bump, it's great to hear from you.
Good to hear you. Good to talk to you, rather. So, and I'll see you hopefully Sunday.
That sounds good. Yes, church on Sunday.
Okay.
Take care, Big
Church
Bump.
on Sunday. You too, man.
All right. That's cool. He is an excellent rapper. Check out his raps. You can hear him at the end of the Jesse Lee Peterson show on the Stand Up remix alongside Joel Friday here and Trevor Wesley. Big Bump. That's cool. Good man. Malkuth X says, no. Hake, no, that was such and such YouTube channel. Oh, okay. He thinks JLP is a clone, and to prevent him from malfunctioning, he needs handlers, says Kevin Howe. Fake Tennessee liar snake, says Janelle Swanson. What a mess. Before I get to calls, back to calls, guys, it is the bottom of the hour. What's your take on Trump promoting the vax? And some people are not with him on that. Ben Garrison, the great Ben Garrison, cartoonist, MAGA cartoonist he was once called. This is from Drudge. Yes, I've been looking at Drudge again. I don't want to be two-timing Daily Veracity or Revolver News or elsewhere, others, but they share a Mediaite headline. MAGA cartoonist Ben Garrison turns, according to them, on Trump. And this doesn't indicate that he's turned on him. He just disagrees with him. After pro-vaccine comments by Trump. And they say controversial cartoonist, meaning just basically down to earth somewhat. Pretty standard, putting out the truth. Controversial cartoonist Ben Garrison's latest offering takes aim at our real president, Donald J. Trump. Once a president, always a president. Who once invited him to the White House for a social media summit. Was Ben Garrison one of the whites who was disinvited? because he shared a meme that people considered, anti-Semitism or something like that. I don't know if he was disinvited or if he went. Garrison's cartoon, Ben Garrison, shows a distraught Trump riding in the back of a big pharma vaccine bandwagon through a crowd of booing onlookers wearing what appear to be MAGA hats. In the cartoon, it's a drawing, right? Trump is making a pained face while an exclamation and question mark ring next to his ear. Huh? He's like, what? I thought you guys loved me. And he knows that they love him. But they do boo the vax. A lot of people are totally against anybody taking the vax. They think it's a sin against the body. I don't know. He says, and many say, that a lot of the people who are suffering the worst in the thing are people who have not taken the vax and who have not taken care of themselves. Take care of yourselves, guys. That's the first thing above all else, as far as your health. I mean, these people saying, oh, nothing's better than the vaccine. This dumb, evil woman who, sorry, kids and parents, I said dumb again, but this evil woman who was promoting the gay candle guy, the radical homosexual, not morally straight thing, and saying if you're not vaccinated and you don't have a sound medical reason, I don't want to know you. This woman is accusing them of being selfish. She tweeted, just to get back to that, like many families, I had to nix plans because her dad got the China virus, right? Christmas plans. She doesn't love her father. I blame selfish, unvaxxed sheep who don't allow us to reach herd immunity. Merry Christmas, she said. That's what this evil Ana Navarro, whatever, Nicaraguan, who said she's pretending that the shutdowns are our fault. Give me a break. It's the communist shutdowns never needed to happen in the first place. You do targeted protection. You give people their space. It's called personal space. Don't spit on people. You wash your hands. And in general, you just have respect for common sense. Common sense is not shutting down the country and mandating vaccines, stupid people. Anyway, but I don't think Trump is for the vaccines. What a mess. Meanwhile, actual crime is going on. It's ridiculous. Crime out of control. Thanks a lot, Democrats and rhinos. Crazy. Couple of super chats here before I get back to calls. Yosef with the super chat over there on streamlabs.com/The Hake Report. Merry Christmas, Hake. Thank you, Yosef. Willie Powell. Nice, Willie Powell. Merry Christmas, Hake. Amazing loosey-goosey show. King Alpha Nerd. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And a Happy New Year. Yes, Home Alone. Shout out, King Alpha Nerd. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. That's cool. Okay. Let me first get to Boomer Bob out of Chicago. Boomer Bob, how are you doing?
Good. This is Greta Thunberg. How dare you mispronunciate the great German airline, Lufthansa?
Oh!
Oh, my gosh. I thought you were into Western civilization. That's one of the greatest airlines ever, and you called it Lufthansa or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so flights were canceled. It's a drudge roar. Lufthansa.
Yeah, it's Lufthansa.
Lufthansa.
Like the Luftwaffe, Lufthansa.
Lufthansa.
There you go.
Thank
How
you,
dare you?
That's funny, man. I appreciate the correction.
Anyway, have a great holy day season.
The event is closed, I think. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Boomer Bob.
Yeah, we'll chat with you next year. Bye.
Bye. Appreciate the correction. Lufthansa. Lufthansa. And speaking of the Europeans, let me get to my Italian friend, Louis, in Idaho. Before too long, a duration takes place with him on hold. What's up, Louis?
You know what? There's also a plane airline called Horizon, like horizontal, like the Earth is flat.
Okay.
Come on, you believe the Bible, Hake. You believe the Bible.
I agree with what the Bible says. The Bible
and horizon, they're spitting in our face. Horizon.
The horizon proves ball Earth to me.
Okay, right. That's cool, man.
Yeah, good to hear from you.
You know. You're brainwashed. Everyone is brainwashed.
Yeah, true. We got to overcome this. The anger, especially, is what's holding us.
I have so much anger. I don't have anger, but I see everyone else having anger around me.
Yeah. Well,
you get that?
Yeah, I understand that. Make sure you keep a sober mind so that you can see clearly.
Sober? Well, I'm not sober now, but what I do is when I'm out and about, I just laugh it off. And I say, you know what? Go to heaven. You know?
That's what you say to people?
That's what I say.
Well, man, if you were not angry, why would you need drink to drink?
Oh, I self-medicate. It's just my thing.
Oh, you got pain, huh?
Oh, I have my own thing. It's
okay.
No one's business, you know.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
You know my head trauma, you know all that.
Are you a bodybuilder? You strong?
Yeah, I am, actually. And you know what? Tell Nick to start powerlifting with the bench press. He'll have 2 plates in no time.
Nice.
Start doing deltoids, outer funnel, and Arnold presses. Look it up.
Okay.
He'll get there in no time.
Appreciate
the
advice.
Are you fat? No, I'm just kidding.
Good to hear from you, Louie. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
I love you all. Take care. Bye.
You as well. Bye. Before I get to William in California coming up next, I got to cover this story. It's not really a story. Logic and language. I looked it up. You guys remember yesterday I debated Joe from Oregon, and I started to go off when I was reading as yesterday's tweet, super chat from Asmodor, not tweet. Yesterday I debated Joe from Oregon about the false notion that making an unquantified statement, general statement about a group of people, like blacks are this way, it's a false notion that it implies that one logically, universally applies it to all people in that group. It's a false notion. He told me to learn English. He blamed millennials because he's like a young boomer, old Gen X, like young boomer though, 58 years old. Shout out, man. And he blamed millennials and Zoomers for not knowing English or something. I told him he's brainwashed by political correctness and phony media, even though he says that he's racist, even though he thinks racist means, or he claimed racist means, believing something untrue about another race. Whereas when you believe something true about a race, it's not racist. Because otherwise, Mother Nature, God himself, would be so-called racist, or whatever. Or reality would be so-called racist, which it is, if you believe that it exists, which I don't. So I have lots of pics. I screenshotted, just kind of go through these. I screenshotted, because I was looking up English, logic, some, all statements, or unquantified statements is the word, unquantified. Oh, man, can you, okay, so this is so out of order. Are you able to see from, go from the first one screenshotted to the last? I don't know if you're able to do that. Because you showed, the very last one. Can you go opposite direction, maybe? Maybe it'll work that way. And if not, we'll do it out of order. Here we go. Quantified statements. This is from math. You guys don't know math. .fsu.edu. FSU, don't ask me. Quantified statements. The words all, some, and none are examples of quantifiers. A statement containing one or more of these words is a quantified statement. Note the word some means at least one, which is kind of weird. Some usually means more than one, but anyway, they're using it that way. So I go on to the next one, and I search some more. Some, all, and none, and logic. Mathematics, geometry. So this guy is a teacher, purportedly, called no man teacher, but he has math students. So let's skip on ahead, and he's talking about crafting statements. He says, he doesn't say this is incorrect, but he says be precise. An imprecise statement, people speak imprecisely. Jesse Lee Peterson, Donald Trump, James Hake, everybody speaks imprecisely, especially truth tellers, in defining the subject of your sentence. Trees lose their leaves is a true statement, but it's imprecise. It should be made more precise, according to this guy who wants you to speak specifically to make a quantified statement. In this case, students might choose some trees, all trees, or no trees. The sentence, as stated in another of those ways, is a statement with a clear truth value, meaning some trees lose their leaves. Another one, here going on from this guy, trees are turning colorful. That is a true statement. There are trees that are turning colorful. We identify a few issues, though, subjective modifier, ambiguous subject. Eventually, this student of this teacher said, some trees in Maine are changing color. And you can modify the statement to make it true or false. But it's a true statement to say trees are turning color, and it's also true to say some trees in Maine are changing color. Note that they don't say that it is false to say trees are turning color, because it doesn't imply that it has no quantifier. Look this word up from Wikipedia, which is fake news. Go to infogalactic.com. Quantifier. The existential quantifier in the formula about a logic statement expresses that there is something in the domain which satisfies the property. And that's what's implied when you don't quantify, that there exists criminals among blacks. When you say blacks are criminals or whatever you want to say, right? It doesn't mean all. Logically speaking, it does not imply that. It does not, no one logical would assume that or anything. And so I looked up English, the English word unquantified. The definition of unquantified in the dictionary, such as saying, it means not quantified, not expressing or denoting quantity. So that's when I say blacks are criminals. I'm not saying the quantity of blacks who are criminals. I'm just saying that there are blacks who are criminals. Duh! And so I go to the English language and usage website. And here's a dumb guy. I say dumb. Maybe I should call him ignorant. Ignorant guy who says, when I hear someone make a statement, sans quantifier, I assume, he's the one assuming, a universal quantifier. For example, when I hear someone say, I love dogs, I take that to mean, I love all dogs. So this guy thinks just like that dumb guy, my friend and caller, Joe from Oregon, who called yesterday. I love all dogs and not I love some dogs. When somebody says, I love dogs. Is that valid? Does the lack of quantifier imply a universal quantifier? If someone answers yes or no, I'd appreciate a cite. So a guy says, you can assume all you like, but language is not formal logic, and it doesn't work to assume that. When I say I like dogs, I certainly don't mean I like every dog that ever was or will be. I probably mean something more like I like most dogs of kinds that I'm likely to encounter. That's english.stackexchange.com. More comments to this. Another guy says, I love dogs is offered as an example, and the opening statement does not restrict the no quantifier means universal quantifier thesis to the verb love. But everyone will agree that there is no implicit all in the following headline. They might have guns, but we have flowers. Video shows father reassuring son in wake of Paris attacks. It is not meant that all guns are all flowers. But focusing on love now, I can think of lots of examples in when I love X, people mean generally. And I most definitely do not mean I love all X. Start with sex. Joe from Oregon has told me before that he likes sex. Does he like all sex? No. Kind of gross. I love books, this guy says. I really do. Not all of them, though. When I say I love books, I mean reading books is one of my favorite activities, but I'm actually quite selective as to the books I read. Duh! When people say they love dogs, they do not necessarily mean they love all dogs. Perhaps some do, but most probably mean they like dogs in general. Can't believe I have to explain this to adults. Another guy says, there is no he says qualifier here, implied or otherwise. Thank you, man. I'm skipping down to the highlighted part of this. He's there is no qualifier here. I think he meant quantifier. One might try to play with undertones or sarcasm, which would carry extra info. So, does lack of quantifier imply a universal quantifier? Depends on personal preference. Generally speaking, assume most or remarkable amount, right? And then, to be fair to the liberals who fall for this stuff, some guy claims, yes, a null quantifier without definite article is universal, he claims. You guys following me? Although it may be nuanced to mean most instead of all. In practical logic, universals are allowed to have exceptions. All instances of a noun have a quantifier, which links to the universal. No, not true. Not true. So this guy makes a claim, and then below, he says, plural forms are less precise than singular. Exactly. To say cats have legs and tails does not mean all cats have legs and tails. Some cats don't even have a tail at all. It's been cut off, or they've lost their... Some cats are three-legged, so they still have legs, just not four legs. Anyway, some guy says, in response, Edwin Ashworth says, you're confusing the way you might like English to work with the way most people use it. A person saying, I love dogs, almost certainly does not mean to include the dogs that have savage children. Nice. Duh. And moving on to the last one. This is the most downvoted answer on this English language exchange or something like that. Some guy, this person, angry person, Dan, says, I love dogs. Those words taken literally imply the person loves all dogs, this idiot claims. Sorry, kids, and adults. I said idiot. But that is probably not what the person means. So to answer your question is that the statement, I love dogs, literally implies that the person loves all dogs. No, it does not. But the person was probably being imprecise in his language usage and probably didn't mean that. He got 3 downvotes. And so going down, anyway, somebody made fun of the fact that he used the word literally multiple times. So that's true. An unquantified statement does not mean all. My coworkers are here. This is a true statement. I'm saying my coworkers are here. I got Nick, I got Kraka, my coworkers are here, but not all my coworkers are here. I could also say my coworkers are not here because I'm missing Chris, and I'm missing Ermias, and I'm missing my other coworkers. Nick says it would be so funny if you chimed in on this forum talking about quantifiers on blacks. I did not say none of my coworkers are here when I say my coworkers are not here. Let's say, oh, we need to have a Christmas party. Oh, picture. Oh, but we can't have a Christmas picture. My coworkers aren't here. It sounds kind of funny, but if I say the blacks are out of control, it does not mean all or even most blacks. It just means more than one, enough to remark about it, okay? Anyway, that's that for that. Hope that was interesting, maybe. Let me get to William in California. A sensible man, I think. William in California. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, James. and you gotta, everybody, his name is not Hank. His name is Hake.
Nice.
But it's a lot put into that stuff, and it's like, I can show you something right now. Say blacks are out of control. Tell me that right now. Tell me.
Blacks are out of control.
I know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a true statement. It's not saying
it's a true statement. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of times I hear, like, I'm not going to mention names. They call in and they say, well, this was invented by this woman. And then you say, were they black?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And it's like, so? You got to be delusional if you can't turn on the news and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm a documentary freak. I didn't agree everything that Muhammad Ali's beliefs. I love the man as far as a boxer and everything, but I didn't know he said something one time. They asked him about getting into politics because he's one of the most popular persons in the world, and he said no. He said no. I think I need to pay attention to what's going on in my own community before I do anything like that.
Wow.
I didn't know he said that, and I totally agree with him. Because like you just said, blacks are out of control. What did I say to you as a black man?
Yeah,
they are.
If you say no, then what are you saying? There's no blacks who are out of control? Or you could say there are blacks who are not out of control. You could say blacks are not out of control. There are blacks who are not, but it's kind of hinting.
I mean, I'm not gonna put too much into saying, oh, you're picking on all the black people. I'm not gonna waste my time with that because that ain't nothing but some feeling-based female stuff.
Right, exactly. What a mess.
You want to be a female? You want to have your feelings all involved in everything? Well, you know, all of that is designed for you to not look at what the real problem is.
Yeah, totally. The people who try to force you to be all more precise and name all the exceptions and say, oh, but whites do it too. That is a female mindset.
That is a female move, and it's just you deflecting from the truth is all that is.
Yep.
If you tell me my kid is climbing your back fence, picking all your oranges off your tree, I'm not going to sit up there and say, well, what about the white kids?
Yep, exactly. What a mess.
That is a mess. That is a mess and everything. But, you know, everybody maybe people need to stop and think. Don't do what I do, but just take a look at it. If somebody tells me that blacks are out of control, I'm not looking San Francisco's news and everything, and they closed 14 CVS's.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't see any white kids tearing out of the store with liquor bottles. They just did it in Los Angeles yesterday. Yep. I don't. If I see them, I'll see them. If I see some white kids doing it, I see some white kids do it. But I mean, I'm really not paying attention to them. Right. Because I'm a black man. I'm looking at the problems that I have in my community, and I actually don't live in my black community anymore. I don't live with them. But you said something about rape in I can tell you, Haiti, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Africa, rampant with incest and rape.
South Africa too, I think. I've heard.
South Africa. I mean, all of these countries, all of these cities, all of these counties, anything that has a lot of times blacks running it, you can't name one city in this country that a black is running that's ran correctly.
Yeah.
You cannot name one city.
What a mess. Terrible.
Can you? Can you, James?
I cannot. Not that I know the cities, but it's true. And look around. And then they're putting the women in charge. Ridiculous.
Oh, name me a city or a state or a county that's ran by a woman that's ran correctly.
Yeah.
Can you?
I don't even like that woman who's running North Dakota or South Dakota. And she's a Republican.
Totally.
A pro-Trump Republican.
Totally.
I
say it once, I say it 1,000 times. I love women, but I don't have them in my business.
I have a question for you from the chat. Do you have anger, William, in California?
No, I'm just direct. Don't think I'm angry just because I tell you the truth.
Right.
Because that's totally gay.
But you can tell the truth and be right exactly in what you're saying, and it's irrelevant to whether you have anger.
I had a father. He was in the Marine Corps. He passed away, but he used to be so direct. He would say, "Hey, Mr. B, you're an a-hole." He would look at you and tell you, "Get in line."
Yeah.
You know,
nice.
Just
Old
because
school.
I tell you the truth, don't like me because you don't like me because I tell you the truth. That's fine. Get in line, and that goes for anybody in the chat. You don't like what I say. You think I'm angry. I'm not angry.
No, I don't think this guy was.
I got a great life.
I think this guy. I don't think he disagrees with anything that you say. I think he was just asking the question. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just because I got a deep voice. That's all that is. I mean, I told my mother that one time. She said one time to me one time, I said, I heard that so many times in my life. I'm not raising my voice. Just because my voice is deep and I'm telling you the truth and I'm direct does not mean I'm raising my voice. That is so liberal.
Well, Merry Christmas, William. I gotta go. It's good to hear from you.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
You too.
Take care.
All right.
John in Kentucky. Pray for the January 6th people, by the way, guys. Pray for the J6 people. They're persecuted. What's up, John? How are you?
What do you mean by pray for the January 6th people?
The mostly peaceful Capitol protesters who are rotting in jail over Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Because
hey, I just seen a second ago where
Tucker Carlson was kind of throwing a shot at Trump about not helping them people out.
Oh, yeah, I've heard people say that. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I suppose it's a fair question. I like Tucker and I like Trump. I appreciate both of those men.
I can assume that Trump is invested in the vaccines. He has to be. Otherwise, he wouldn't be promoting it like this the way he does.
You haven't gotten it, or maybe you don't want to say. Have you gotten it?
No, I'm not getting it.
Okay.
No, no, not getting it.
I don't blame you. You're a young, healthy man, I assume.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But, man, I think William changed my mind on how when you put out, like, when you make a statement and you say all or some.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying, I said whites are pedophiles. That's a true statement, right?
It is a true statement if you want to be like
and
that.
And then whites are evil. Then whites are evil, too.
Very true. Most whites are evil.
So I'll have to agree with y'all on that, man. I just wasted a call. Goodness gracious.
Well, Merry Christmas.
White women love black men.
Oh, well, I got to go, man. Let's get to Maze in Dayton, Ohio. Filthy caller. What's up, Maze? How you doing?
Okay. Williams is sad. He's a sad piece of a fat man. They don't have anybody, and he hates black people.
Did you call him fat?
Don't care. So try to get his life together and make yourself happy.
Whatever.
That's what's wrong with him. And could you name me a place that anybody ran anything right and it was done and people were happy?
America pre-Civil War.
Let him go suck a pig. What?
What? Did you say go suck a pig?
Yes, that's what he need to do because he loves to eat.
Oh, okay. Like have some bacon.
Tell a fat person by the way they sound.
You're
and
calling...
So we don't care. That's
I bet you William is fit
That's not our fault. It's not our fault because nobody wants him.
What a mess.
So we're trying to put it on women. So he needs to stay out of everybody's business and keep the man his own business, and he'll do well with himself. So you can name a place where nobody was running anything right to make people happy.
I think I could.
Common sense will tell you.
Trump's America was being run pretty well by Trump. I mean, there were a lot of people undermining him, I grant you.
America went into the Capitol and y'all in denial about what went on in there. And still don't want about it. And you talk about people in jail.
I'll tell you, when I go on to TKR Official on Telegram, I'm telling you of a place.
They're in jail because they committed a crime.
I'm telling you of a place where it's run by somebody, and it is well run. TKR Official on Telegram is a well-run place. So, I proved you wrong, Maze.
And he was doing business with China, so.
She's still talking.
And you're happy about that, too. So
everybody got to do business with China. It doesn't mean that you roll over for him.
Whatever he do, and stay out of women laughing. Because don't want a woman anyway. Have a good one, Jay.
You too, Maze. Merry Christmas to you. What a mess. Do you want to hear, shall we play Silent Night, guys? Let's cut this early and listen to Silent Night together. Although you can keep me on the, I suppose you can keep my voice on and then go to Florida. Florida is a well-run place. And by the way, FSU is Florida State University. Yeah, Florida is a well-run place. Ron DeSantis and some of those guys are doing an okay job. Yeah. Maze? Anyway. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year. I appreciate you. I apologize on behalf of these black callers who have no sense, called in at the end saying filthy, dirty things. Don't know what they're talking about. But whatever. Repeating false stereotypes, not looking at themselves. But anyway, here is a nice song, Silent Night by Phil Hahn and Steve Johnson. Keep me on the mic, and I'll be talking to these people in the meantime. Thanks, guys. Take care. Merry Christmas.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Isn't this great?
Silent night, holy night, shepherds wait at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah, Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Not Willie Nelson. Nice choice. Thank you, John Zimmer. Temptations has the best version of Silent Night, says Farsights. If you believe him. Hake's mic still active. Amazing. Sean Chavez is Jesus Black. Thank you guys. Have a great Christmas to you too. Twitch and Facebook included.
Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Word of the day, quantifier. Nice. Well, guys, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you next year. See you in church. Thanks again. Take care.